Hi, it's Darnell with Way 11 Recipes, and today I'm going to be making an oat whole wheat bread using my Zojirushi Virtuoso Plus home bakery bread maker, and I'm going to basically showing you that full recipe step by step so you can see how to do it. Now, I know there's another YouTuber, Judi, in the kitchen, and I do thank her for her method, which kind of helped me to have a good idea of how to do it for a bread maker, even though my recipe is unique in itself. But basically I'm going to show you how to do it in a bread machine, how to make the oat whole wheat bread, and so you'll know how to do that if you want to do that. And so let's go ahead and get cooking right now. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and get started here with the oat whole wheat bread recipe. This is for the Zojirushi bread maker that I'm using here, the Zojirushi Home Bakery Virtuoso Plus bread maker. I don't have guidance for other bread machines. I will show you the ingredients I'm using. If I don't mention something else that could be used as a replacement for something, I have no guidance for anyone who wants to use something different. And even if you see this 5 years from now, that remains the same. For you who are using conventional ovens, I will include Judi's video in the video description, just so you have that if you're interested in doing it that way. But for we who have the Zojirushi, this is going to be, in my opinion, easier to do. And so basically you have to use the homemade or custom setting to go through this cook. So what you want to do, and you can see this in the instructions, but you want to go to course 15. I've already got mine on course 15. But basically you go through course 15, and there's certain things that you want to set through the cycle button. So like, you don't want to have any rest. You want to have, well actually I need to go up. So you don't want to have any rest, but for kneading, you want to set for kneading 25 minutes, and I'll show you how you have to break that up. You're going to have to do something in between that time. I'll show you later. So the next setting is shape. You want to keep shape off. Then for rise 1, you want to do 20 minutes. Rise 2, 30 minutes. Rise 3, 20 minutes. Between each rise, the paddles are going to move some to help maintain shape. And then you're going to do a bake for 1 hour. So you'll set bake for 1 hour. And basically everything else is 0 or off. So there's nothing after that. And so that's the settings that I have for this cook of the bread. Now, basically the first ingredient goes in to the pan here. I've already got the pan in. Make sure your paddles are facing the same position inside the bread machine, or your loaf's going to come out very uneven. So putting a cup of steel cut oats in. These are quick cooking steel cut oats. So 1 cup of those. You should add these ingredients in the order that I am adding them. I don't have guidance for oatmeal. I just want to make that clear. I do have them for steel cut oats because that's what I'm using. Now the next ingredient is going to be some boiled water, 2 cups of boiled water. So I'm going to go boil that water. When I bring you back, you'll be seeing me put 2 cups of boiled water in. Alright, here's the boiling water, still boiling, 2 cups. And if you haven't seen the video about the water machine here on the channel, you can check that out. Plus over here 800 other videos and over 70 cookers, all types of videos here on the channel. But anyway, we put that in. The next ingredient now is going to be butter. I've got 4 tablespoons of butter that I'm going to go ahead and put in there now. So just knocking my butter on in. Put that in. Oatmeal should have butter, right? So, I mean, this isn't oatmeal, this is oats, but oats should have butter. And next I'm going to put in, let's see, I wrote this down to make sure I do it right. I have done this before though. Next is going to be honey. I'm going to use a 1/4 cup of honey, so I'm going to go ahead and pour that in. Make sure I knock all the honey in here. I will say in Judi's video she shows you a way that she uses to easily get the honey off of utensils, but I just like to just use a knife or something just to scrape it on in there. It's not too much trouble. So we've got basically our honey, we got butter, we got water, and we got oats. So we got everything to cook up oats in there, right? So now at this point we close up. And I've already showed you the settings, so I'm going to hit start. And what it's starting to do, it's starting to do that kneading process of the initial 25 minutes of kneading. What I'm going to do, I'm going to let that run for 10 minutes. Bring you back in 10 minutes, and we're going to get in there, we're going to do more in just 10 minutes. Alright, 10 minutes have passed, so I'm opening up, and I'm going to start adding in other ingredients now. I've got 2.5 cups of whole wheat flour, so I'm pouring that in over top of everything there. And so now my next ingredient is going to be 2 tablespoons of you can use I'll tell you for this one, you can use 2 tablespoons of any granulated sweetener of your choice. I just so happen to be playing around with organic barley malt syrup. So I'm going to be using a couple tablespoons of organic barley malt syrup. You really are supposed to use like maybe a quarter more than you would regular sugar when you're using barley malt syrup. Like if you're going to use a cup of sugar, you would use like a cup and a quarter of barley malt syrup, but I'm just going to use 2 tablespoons of barley malt syrup. You can tell I really am having a fun time saying the word, but just going to add a couple tablespoons of it in. It's kind of syrupy, but use whatever granulated sweetener you prefer for this part, for this ingredient. Try to get a little of that barley malt syrup off the sidewall here. Kind of gets real sticky. But we've got that in there now. So the next ingredient I'm going to do is 3 tablespoons of organic milk powder. So putting these ingredients on the sides here, so the sweetener and the milk powder go over on the sides. And I use, try and use organic stuff as much as I can. But if you can't, I understand. Let's see, so with the milk powder, next I do salt, 2 teaspoons of sea salt here. And like I said, I do write these down to make sure I get them right. And I have done it before, but I still reference what I wrote. And I don't know why some people get antsy about that, but that's how we do it here. And next I'm going to put in a cup of vital wheat gluten. So this is a cup of vital wheat gluten here. So just putting that on the sides here. Trying to keep the middle reserved for the well where I'll put the yeast, although things are going to start mixing up right away anyway. So we got that in there, and now I'm going to go ahead and make my little well for my yeast, which for you bread machine folks, you know, you always make your well in the middle. Put your yeast in the little well right on top there. So now I'm going to close on up. It will continue kneading, and with that, basically going to let it continue to go until it's done with the full cooking process. When I bring you back, Lord willing, I'll be showing you a finished loaf of bread. Alright, time's up. Going to open up here, hit cancel to shut that down. Sorry for the beeping. But that is our finished product. I will take it out and give it some time to cool. Alright, so I've given it a little over an hour just to set and cool down. If you try and cut it too quick, it's going to be too soft and kind of cave in and whatnot and not be a really good cut. So I'm going to go ahead and use my bread slicing guide here to cut it. I do realize it's plastic. I am aware about plastics and food and such, and I've had wooden and I've had this one, and I choose to keep this one. But if you like the wooden ones, you can definitely find those on my Amazon shop too. This one and the wooden ones are on my Amazon shop, link in the video description. Nothing in this video is sponsored, nothing was given to me. So it's a way to help the channel if you want. But I'm going to go ahead and slice the bread now. Alright, got all the bread cut, so I'm going to go ahead and show you in there. Well, this one I think cut, I cut that one kind of odd, but here's one that cut better. I didn't cut that one well. But you see that slice there, and this is how basically all the slices come out. And it's very soft bread, as you see, so it feels very soft and moist. So I've got myself a plate here, and we'll go ahead and do a quick taste test with this. So thank God for the bread, and just want to show you right quick. I don't know if you can see the oats in there, but they are in there. So we'll go ahead and taste. Okay, always have some water when you're having bread or something to drink, but basically very soft, moist bite, tastes good, turned out well, and so I really do like this bread. I guess my favorite's still probably my almond flour whole wheat bread, which you can also find a recipe here on the channel for, but this is a very good bread as well if you want something that's lighter and not as thick as the almond flour whole wheat bread. So I like this also, and basically, as you saw with my recipe, no egg at all, and you can use a bread machine. So I like it that way. As I said, if you want to try something different, that's up to you. You'll have to try that, and I have no advice for you in that regard. You'll have to try that, and you'll have to let us know how it works for you, trying something different if that's what you want to do. But in the video description, there is a link to this full recipe here. And also in the video description, lots of other ways to help the channel, such as the cookbook, merch, membership, donations, as I mentioned, the Amazon shop link. And if you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. Also check out my blog, superwaveovenrecipes.com. That's superwaveovenrecipes.com. Also share the video with a friend. Hit that notification icon, and good eating.